All right. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Thank you for joining. So, I believe your first week was quite smooth, and you already got familiar with the process, with the platforms that we're using for learning. Um, yeah, hope everything is clear at the moment. For now, our main focus. So, what's the purpose of ours? Weekly Q&A session is to get ensure that everything is clear for you. We'll discuss questions that occurs during the previous week, and along we are going to have a recap of the previous week, what is to be done, what should be done in the next one, uh, along with the latest news, if any. So I propose to get started with the recap of what is supposed to be done within the previous week. So for now, we're aiming to the following one. So the first week is past. Everything that is related to the previous week should be completed, including modules and all the assignments. But for now, we're keeping with the following deadline. So officially, the deadline for the test that's stated in the week one and so all further tests is the 10th of October. But I propose you not to wait for a high time and complete all the assignments during the current week. So my recommendation is to keep for the week deadline, since in the future weeks we will have the coding assignments as well that requires sticking to strict deadlines. But for now, yeah, the 10th of October is the official deadline for the test. But you got my point, I believe. So, okay, if so, the following test should be completed if we stick to the week deadline, along with all the learning modules, even though they don't have any active assignments, it should be taken a look as well, since it's will be important for your further learning. Okay, so we're currently on the week number 2. What do we have here? We have 2 learning modules dedicated to HTML basics and Git. So in a few words, Git is a version controlling system. In case if you don't familiar, there is a great set of materials that is provided here. So we could take a look and get familiar with the version control system, along with the HTML that is used for markup. Along with learning modules, there are 2 new tests that are already available on the RS app platform. It's already added right away and available on the auto test section. But please don't rush for passing the test immediately right after it's added to the RS app platform. You still have the whole week to accomplish all the assignments. So please, in the first step, you're learning the materials. Then you could ask something that is not quite clear for you. So the questions, all the chats and channels are dedicated for communication and making everything clear in terms if you don't understand or something is not quite clear for you in terms of modules that are planned for the current week. So please don't be silent. Ask as many questions as possible to get everything clear and just for you for understanding. So these 2 modules should be passed till the end of the week too. But yeah, remember that in case if something goes wrong, yeah, don't worry, it could be prolonged until the 10th of October. But my personal recommendation is to stick to the week deadline. Even if you see that some of the assignments are stated in this or that particular week, it means that you have the whole week to accomplish all the assignments till, in this case, till the 3rd of October, right? One more thing is that even though the course has already started, and like you haven't registered to it, and you're curious about whether it's still possible to enroll it, don't worry. You can still enroll the course till the 10th of October. So whenever someone is aiming to attend the course to accomplish it, there is still a chance to get enrolled. Okay, I believe for now it's quite clear. Okay, Anna, you were saying that there are some questions in the questions table. So could you please go through them and give an answer?
I have answered it in the Discord.
Okay, great. So in this case, I believe everything is clear. Thank you. Okay then, for now, we don't have much updates for the further course learning. We just keep focusing on the current week, on passing the test and establishing learning materials. So for now, let's take some time to discuss whether you have anything to ask. Maybe anything is clear, so please go ahead and mute and ask something. We'll try to accomplish it. Okay, so for reactions, Evgenia, you raise the hand first. Okay, maybe not this time. Let's ask once again. You raised the hand second. Please go ahead.
Okay, so my question is in regards to the answers for test on the HTML. There are a few unclear questions or confusing. For example, using is it correct or best practice that you're looking for as an answer? For example, we can have an LI, nested LI. It's not the correct way to do it, but it still works. Or there are other few questions that are like using caps on HTML. It's not recommended. I've heard a few times, but is it correct or incorrect? Like what kind of answer are you looking for?
So
The
perhaps
answer was about whether it works in your browser, but not about the best practice.
So whatever it works, it's fine. Then that's the answer we're looking for. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, someone was telling that's something wrong with my value by going to check. Okay, is it much better now?
Well, I hear you very well, so I guess it's something wrong with the voice on the AskRoot device.
Okay, I tried to do my best to make it better. Okay, is everything else you wanted to highlight or to ask? I believe everything is clear. Okay,
Yeah,
so.
Oh no, I said thank you. I got it. Thanks.
Yeah, Dora, please go ahead.
Hi, I just tuned in 3 minutes late, and it shows that the meeting has been recorded for 1 hour and 43 minutes. Am I on time? Was it scheduled for 12 p.m. CET?
Yes, correct. It's scheduled for 12 p.m. CT, but like we actually started 2 minutes past. So in case if you missed something here, you can rewatch the recording, or maybe you have something to ask, so we could address it now.
Okay, it's fine. I had some questions about HTML, why it wasn't running, and I just restarted VS Code, and everything worked fine. So I don't have any questions at the moment for now. Thank you.
Great. Evgeny, you still have raised hands, so have you prepared the question for us? So let's maybe check the chance. we have something station link today. Okay, where you can find a theory about new tests. Okay, that's interesting way, because, well, just for you, in case if you did not find the link where you can find all the materials, just in case, I will show you where you can do that. So previously, when we conducted the intro meeting, we left you with a couple of useful links. So during the previous week, we finalized with which platforms you should get started. So let's pass it once again. In case if you or your colleagues, friends still want to get started, here is the registry link. So you could share it with him and he could join the course till the 10th of October. The second link is for our schedule and learning materials. So all the useful links, all the lecture recording links are stored here. So whenever you're navigated to the GitHub and you want to learn the theory about the HTML, in our case, right, to pass the HTML basics test, you're clicking here, and here is the brief description of what's all the module about. And here is the list of the useful links that should be accomplished to pass our current test and to accomplish necessary knowledge that is required for you to acquire during the current week. So this is where all our learning materials are located. And the second one, yeah, this is like the Apereo School, but we already stated here. So this is our main platform where we're tracking the progress. We use it for passing the or the theoretical test that is assigned to you during the current week. And also, I would like to pay attention one more time to the documentation, just in case if you didn't like seeing the link. I could share it with you. This that will be useful also for further flows like cross-check. So in case if you don't familiar with everything regarding the REST app, with the processes on the course, along with the code of conduct that is like essential for keeping it consistent. Just in case, I'm sharing the link one more time to the announcement for you to keep acknowledged what is stated here. So yeah, I know that it was shared previously, but just in case, yeah, if you missed, if you haven't seen it, so please pay attention. Okay, so let's move on. What we have here. What does L1 position means? L1 position means the junior software engineer, and it's our course aimed to acquire all the necessary knowledge for you to become the L1 or junior software engineer. So you'll acquire a necessary skill set that is required for passing a possible job interview. So I hope that I answered this question fully. Okay, let's see what we have else. That's already answered. All right. Anything else to ask, to discuss? So please don't be shy, don't hesitate, and highlight if something is not quite clear for you. Okay, seems like everything is clear at the moment, but okay. Go ahead, please.
Okay, it's me again. In regards to, again, going through the test, using mandatory instead of require, is it considered wrong? Because it still displays it's not the right way to do a require input, but it still works. So my question was about being fully correct or something that displays.
Well, perhaps I didn't get your question fully. Could you please expand on that?
Okay, so
I get the question related to inputs attributes. Am I right?
yes, that's correct. So there is no mandatory in HTML. There is
Yeah.
another word that you use for require. So using mandatory, it still displays the input, but is it correct?
Okay. If you look at the educational materials, you can see that mandatory is not an attribute of input at all.
Right, but it still
So,
displays on.
okay, it's may display our browsers are too clever for us, but by the way, mandatory is not an attribute at all.
Okay, I understand that. Okay.
Moreover, you could pass any attribute that is not supported by the browsers, and still the element will be displayed. But since like it's like doesn't have any default behavior in the browsers, so you will still like the still input or whatever the elements will be working as expected, but there will like no any additional behavior imposed to the element. So yeah, that's quite normal.
Okay, so for default behaviors like enable, do we have to state it or it's already a given? Is it correct to state the default behavior as an attribute?
If you're asking about inputs, all the inputs are enabled by default. So in most cases, if you need to override something, let's say you want to disable field, just usually disable the state, but the input counts as enabled by default.
So it is incorrect to enable it or to state that it's enabled.
It doesn't really make sense. So
okay, it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? I would say I'll jump down, but trainers are great. So this course is really, really much appreciated. Thank you so much. Yeah, we also appreciate that you're constantly giving the feedback out to us. But yeah, by the way, if you see something is quite not correct in the learning materials, or you have some proposals, suggestions to our learning modules, you could do it in both ways. You could use suggestions chat in the Discord, or if you have some concrete additions to propose to our course roadmap that is located on the GitHub, you can freely open the pull request to our repository with your additions if you want to help us and become better. But we really appreciate that you're giving us a feedback. Can we start the stages? Other stages? You mean like in the career path? Well, I believe that's the question for the future talks, but yeah, it's already quite answered. Yeah, basically, the career path for the developer look like the following. So L1 is junior, L2 middle, L3 senior, L4 lead or team lead. But in other organizations, it could be different. From starting from the L4, other organizations or companies, they could have like their own levels or stages or career paths. So it depends on the organization. But from the developer perspective, starting from L1 to L4 is quite common for everything. Okay. Looks like we don't have other questions. Okay, then. In this case, I think like we're done. But still, if you feel that something is not answered during the Q&A session, I would kindly ask you to address all of them to our Discord chat. So that's why you're keeping us posted, and we could provide you with the help. But for now, for today's Q&A, we're done. So thank you everyone for your attention, for your time, for your questions, and have a good day and good luck.
Have a nice week.